Welcome to Aging Insights. I'm Melissa Chalker, Deputy Director of the New Jersey Foundation for Aging. The Foundation's mission is to enable seniors to live with independence and dignity in their communities. Aging Insights is produced by the New Jersey Foundation for Aging to provide information and resources to boomers, seniors, and caregivers. The primary focus of the program is to provide important information and connect people to community-based programs. Today we're going to talk about the Senior Olympics. We have 3 guests with us who are going to explain how the Senior Games came about, what they look like in New Jersey, and how you can sign up. Our guests today are New Jersey Senior Olympics co-chairs Pat Trombetta and Frank St. Marie, and the director of the New Jersey Senior Olympics, Mike Garamella. Great.
Correct. Thank
you, gentlemen. Welcome so much for, thank you so much for joining us today. Mike, I am going to get started with you because you are the director here in New Jersey of the Senior Olympics. So can you tell us a little bit about what that means and
Sure.
How the games came about in New Jersey?
Thanks for having us on the show.
Oh,
really
my pleasure.
appreciate it. The games started in 1986 under the Governor's Council on Physical Fitness and Sports under Governor Kane.
Okay.
And I came on board in 1987, 29 years ago. I've been doing it a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And our first games was at Kane University.
Okay.
And then we bounced around throughout the state, went to Fort Monmouth, Fort Dix, Toms River. We even held it in Atlantic City until I found a home in Woodbridge with these guys.
Right.
We run an Olympic-style sports festival for senior citizens. Mm-hmm. That's what we do in a nutshell. It's great.
Right. And
I think we improve the quality of life of seniors through sport and activity.
Sure. I really want to focus on the fact that you said, you know, the quality of the game and the Olympic style, because it really does feel like a really important event. I know you even do an opening ceremony, right? I mean, there's like a parade or something, right?
We do an opening ceremony on that Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
We have a color guard. The mayor speaks. You know, the mayor, McCormick, is a big component of this in
Mm-hmm.
Woodbridge. He helped us, you know, he put us on the map, really.
Right.
He really did. We have 21 different events, and it's all held in Woodbridge except for one event. One event, archery, is held in Bloomfield.
Right.
And everything, guys, what is it, about a mile and a half radius? Mm-hmm. So it really is like a little mini Olympics for the seniors.
Sure. And so can you tell us a little bit about how the games work, particularly in New Jersey? How often is it held?
Games are held every year.
Every year.
We do it every year in September.
Mm-hmm.
We're locking in the dates. Like I said, I bounced it around throughout the state, but really we found a home in Woodbridge. Mm-hmm. And the Nationals now, we'll talk about the Nationals a little bit. It's every 2 years.
Right, so I want to make sure I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I wanted to make sure we say that the games in New Jersey are held every September, and so the dates for this year are?
September 11th, 12th, and 13th.
And that's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
correct.
Right? Okay. And then that's great that you bring up the national games, because I did want people to know that this is something that happens in every state, correct?
Every state.
So every state has their own state games, but then there are the national games.
Correct.
And they happen every 2 years, and this is 2015 is a year for the national games?
Correct. The Nationals are being held in Minnesota this year in the summertime. Last year we had 1,100 athletes participate in our games. It was a record.
That's amazing.
It really was. It was great. We qualified a little over 300 athletes to go to Nationals to represent New Jersey.
That's amazing.
It is amazing to see these people go out there. And the only thing I also want to say is you participate in your own age group.
Right.
70 to 74, 75 to 79. So a 70-year-old's not participating against a 60-year-old.
Right.
So.
Right, and I think that's important because I was amazed when I read more about the Olympics that it starts at 50. So when you think about the Senior Olympics and people wonder, well, you know, at what age can I start participating? It's 50 years old, right?
Correct.
Right, and
50.
then as you said, you participate in your own age group. Depending on your age, you're in a different age bracket, right?
Correct.
Right. Great. So I think this is all wonderful information. I really, you know, I know I've told Pat and Frank that, you know, really impressed with just how well of a job you guys do at running this event and how fun it seems. So the idea that people can come and participate every year, and then, as you said, that every 2 years for the national games.
It's a qualifying year.
So every other year in New Jersey is a qualifying year.
Correct.
So people would have qualified in 2014 for this year's
exactly.
National Games?
Yep.
Okay. That's good. So this year, if people want to participate in the 2015 games, it's not a qualifying year. They can just come out and participate
Right, and that's why we do it. We do it every year for that. In 2016 will be a qualifying games for 2017, which is held in Alabama.
Okay, and as you said, this year the 2015 is in Minnesota. Minnesota, and you think that there are about 300 New Jersey athletes that have
exactly
gone?
310.
That's great. That's great. You know, the idea that you can participate in an activity that you like and get that far with it. Participate in the senior games here in New Jersey and then also nationally is a pretty cool
It's
thing.
great to see these seniors participate. I mean, some of these people were they're high school athletes, college athletes. Now they're in their 70s and 80s and they're still competing.
Right.
And still going out there. And some of the events are very competitive, but some of them aren't.
Right.
So you find your niche.
Yeah. That's really great. And so I want to also talk about, you've mentioned already a couple times, the great partnership you have in Woodbridge. It sounds like that's really a great place. And how long have you been holding the games there in Woodbridge?
Fellas, this is our 9th year now going on?
No, 9th year.
9th year.
That's great. And so, Frank, I wanted to talk to you specifically about that since you and Pat are co-chairs of the games here in New Jersey, and you do a lot, I think, of work hand in hand with Mike and getting folks there. How did it really come about that you got in contact with Mike and brought the games to Woodbridge?
It's very interesting how it all happened. And we had a mutual friend, Chester Canal, very interested in billiards. But at the same time, Chester had been participating in the New Jersey Senior Olympics and even went out to the Nationals and won a gold medal in Nationals and naturally came back to Woodbridge as the only one that I know that ever won a gold medal in the national games.
Wow.
And like I said, it's very interesting how this came about. Chester one day, Pat and I were sitting and he said, why don't we have billiards, that they can come to Woodbridge and do the billiards? So I said, well, we both agreed on that. And I said, well, maybe it's, good idea. Let's talk to the person in charge. So he says, well, I know who it is. And Chester knew Mike through his participation. So we arranged a meeting. We got to talk to Mike, and Mike says, well, yeah, sure, very interesting. We can do things like that. Sure, why not? He said, because we told him what the facilities that we had and whatever. So, well, we left it at that, and Pat and I and Chester, he said, well, before we do anything, we've got to go to our mayor, Mayor McCormick, and give him some background on this, because he's going to be very interested if it's going to come to Woodbridge. He wants to know. Right. So that's what we did. We had a few meetings with our mayor, and of course he's very sports oriented, so he liked the idea. Sure. But what we liked about it was he said to Pat and Frank and Chester, he said, just keep me informed. Do what you have to do. Keep me informed. So that's what we did. We went, we talked to Mike. We had a couple of meetings with Mike, and all of a sudden Mike says, why don't we have this whole thing in Woodbridge? Because I'm looking for a place. And I said, well, Pat and I decided, gee, we have all the facilities that we really need. So that's how it all happened. And that goes back to like 2007. Right. That's how Woodbridge got involved. Right. And well, of course, Chester and Pat and myself, Mike, we needed his help. Right. Because it was all new to us. Sure. So, of course, Mike guided us as we went through the first year, the second year. And every year it became more and more successful. And as successful we got, we wanted to continue to stay in Woodbridge. And Mike said, hey, this is just great. You guys are helping me. And
and I said, I'm not going anywhere now. This is the place to hold this thing.
That's what I wanted to point out, Mike, is that the reason that you've been holding the games for the past, 9 years or however long that it's been, is because it's so convenient in Woodbridge. They have a lot of the facilities that you need, and you have this great partnership of folks that are there to help you out and set the things up and run it, right?
Yes, correct. I mean, the community support that we get from Woodbridge is outstanding. I've been doing this for 28, 29 years, and it's the best support I've ever had. From the Board of Education, working with the mayor's office, to the volunteers at the high school level, we get these high school kids to come out from the different high schools, right? What is there, 3 high schools in Woodbridge?
3 high schools.
They pull from all 3 high schools, about 200, 250 students come out and volunteer their time.
That's amazing.
And it's great because the track kids that run track in high school, they help with the track. The basketball players help with the basketball teams. It's wonderful.
It really sounds like a really wonderful partnership.
It's a great partnership.
Yeah. And so, Frank, this all started because you and Chester and Pat wanted to play billiards. You wanted that. Prior to that, that wasn't a game in the New Jersey.
No, we put it in just for them.
So see that worked out really well.
We're still trying to get this as billiards as in the national.
So it's only in the New Jersey games.
It's only in the New Jersey
so the
right
national
now.
still doesn't have billiards as a game. Okay.
And we're pushing hard.
We're working on that. And
good.
It's a difficult situation. You know, it's not
well,
an
maybe
easy...
if you offer for them to host the national games in Woodbridge, they'll let you do it.
We can try that too.
That's another show.
That's a whole other show, right? But so billiards is one of your sports. That's a sport that you like to play. Are there other sports that you participate? Because you're not just the co-chair.
I like basketball and 3-on-3. I don't play it. I like to watch it, but I do participate in foul shooting and accuracy. Basketball accuracy and bocce and horseshoes, darts, which I love it because I have such a good time with just playing darts. You know, and it's an easy game, like Mike said before. You know, you don't have to be there and get into track and field or something strenuous.
Right.
There's a lot of easy games.
There's something for everybody, basically.
Yes.
And I see you and Pat both have your medals on. We want to make sure we let people know that if they participate in the games and they place, that you are going to get a medal. And they're very nice medals, nice quality medals that you've got there. So that's excellent for people to know that if they participate, that they can, you know, they can walk away with something. You know, but even if they don't place and get a medal, it's still a great experience to come down and be involved in the games. So what would you tell somebody who was maybe thinking about, you know, coming and signing up? You know, how would you encourage them to?
Really, it's 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And believe me, it's 3 fun-filled days. And it's intergenerational because we have all the high school kids. And we always encourage them, speak to the athletes, the senior athletes. You'd be surprised the backgrounds that some of these seniors athletes have. And I always tell them that you never know, you're going to meet up with making new friends. At the same time, you're making new friends. You're also getting acquainted with some of your older friends that maybe you weren't to high school with or college, or you played baseball with or basketball. And I encourage that you know, this is a good way to get reacquainted with some of your old classmates.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's a really great point. You know, that it's a way to stay active, right? It's a way to meet new people or to connect with other people. And I think that's a great point about connecting with younger people, because if they have all these volunteers from the high schools, you're right, there's a sharing of knowledge there from, you know, the young people can give some advice and the older people can share some stories and things. So I think it's a great connection that people might not think of. Oh, I'm going to go play in the senior games and be with people my age, but there's this other factor into it, right?
Yes, and that's a big advantage.
Sure,
really.
So I want to make sure we mention again the dates. It's September 11th, 12th, and 13th this year, right? And you have these great booklets that are mailed out to folks and that people can get. And there's a form in here that they can fill out, but how else can someone sign up? They go specifically online? Right. So, Pat, we wanted to talk about that, right? You have the information for how people can sign up for the games? Sure? Great. So I know that there's an application in the back of this book, right? But then also, where else can people go to sign up?
At the community center, we have books. We had a mailing done. Mike Garamella did a mailing to certain people, basically, that participated last year, and that's the best way to get them. But online is the way to go.
Online is the way to go. You want folks to go online and register, and they can do that. It's www.njseniorolympics.com, right? And so people can go right to that website. And then there's also a phone number if people have questions.
Yeah, the hotline number is 973-618-1111. 11.
11. Great. And so they can call there if they have questions about how to participate or where the things take place and all of that stuff, right?
Yes.
Right. So, Pat, as I mentioned, you and Frank are co-chairs of the games. And how long have you been co-chair for the...
Melissa, first of all, thank you for having us here
Oh, you're
today.
very welcome.
Very honored to be here. This is going to be our 9th year, Frank and I.
Great. Oh, okay, so the same amount of time that it's been.
It's a great honor to have Mike Garamella bring everything to Woodbridge. He calls it his home, and it really is. He feels comfortable here. He has a business in Fairfield, New Jersey. He's very busy, and Frank and I really control things the best we can, and we communicate every day to make this event very successful.
Sure, it sounds like you have an excellent partnership, and it's really great that you've been, on board as co-chair for that long, the both of you, to really keep the games active and running in New Jersey. And so I think that's really great. And so I assume that you're a billiards player as well, since this was the push to get the billiards into the games.
Yeah, I'm playing billiards over 60 years.
Wow.
I grew up as a child, probably 10, 11 years old. I started shooting pool, and I enjoy it. That's my best sport.
Sure.
And,
so
I have one of the medals to prove it.
That's right. That's right. I do want to mention again your medals, because they are beautiful, and it's really great that you can walk away with something like that to show for your efforts. Are there other sports that you participate in at the games?
What a great year we're going to have here. I'll go down the line quickly.
Please tell us all the games you've got.
Archery, like Mike had mentioned before, that's the only outside event. We all have everything done in Woodbridge Township. Archery is done in Brookdale Park, which is in Bloomfield, New Jersey. We have basketball, foul shooting, and accuracy shooting at our Woodbridge Community Center. We have the basketball 3-on-3 at the Woodbridge Community Center, bocce at the Woodbridge Community Center, billiards in the Woodbridge Community Center, bowling right down the road from the community center, cricket. Brand new sport.
Oh, that's new this year?
Just like we brought on miniature golf 2 years ago, we brought up cricket. It's the population we have that would play cricket. And we have 3 beautiful cricket fields in Woodbridge, and we're going to introduce that for the first time this year.
That's fantastic.
Bowling, which I mentioned. Cycling is going to be done on a Sunday at one of the Woodbridge malls in the parking lot area we have. Darts is done at the community center. Fencing is done at Woodbridge High School. Golf is done at a beautiful country club. That's the Colonia Country Club in Woodbridge. Horseshoes is done at the community center. Miniature golf is done at the Woodbridge Community Center. Pickleball is done at Warren Park. There's a sport that really didn't know too much about it.
Yeah,
the 3 of us,
that is an interesting sport. I have actually read about it.
Yeah,
so pickleball is, I think people have described it as similar to table tennis, but you play it on a court like you would regular tennis, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Between tennis and table tennis.
Great.
And racquetball we have at the club across the street from the community center. Swimming right at our community center. Table tennis at Woodbridge High School. Team softball at Warren Park. Track and field at Woodbridge High School Park there. Volleyball, first time too, men and women volleyball. Okay. We had a game last year that came at the end. Somebody really wanted to get into it. Mike would said, yes, we'll do it for you. But this year we really put it into the booklet and put it into our website, men and women volleyball. And that covers it. And it's great. And I think this year is an off year, but we don't see it an off year. I think we're going to still get people to come out to participate because of the great venues that we're introducing.
Exactly. Even though that might not be a qualifying year for the next national games, it's still an opportunity to come out and participate in the sport of your choosing. And what a great variety, as we've already said, of sports, because I think Mike pointed out it's not, you don't have to participate in something very competitive like track or swimming or cycling. You could, it's as simple as if you like darts or bocce, just come down and try it out.
Miniature golf.
Absolutely. Miniature golf.
Perfect.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of visiting you all at the games, and I was amazed at the little miniature golf course that you have. I say little, but it's really a very nice miniature golf course that you have right there at the Woodbridge Community Center. So that's great to incorporate. If you like regular golf and you can play that, that's great to participate. But if, hey, you have fun playing miniature golf, why not come out and participate in the games and play that sport, which is a little less competitive and a little smaller of a course than if you played a full 18, right?
So Frank and I feel good. We introduced a lot of sports, and Mike went along with it too.
Yeah.
Miniature golf, not in the Olympics.
Right.
Cricket, not in the Olympics.
Right.
Billiards not in the Olympics. We brought all these sports on. And each year we're going to try to do the same thing. Okay, but it's great being part of this.
Sure. I think that's fantastic. As you said, that there's so many different things that people can participate in and come down and do. I already asked Frank, but what if someone has anyone ever come to you and said, I'm not sure about participating in the games? What's the push you give them to say, really should do it?
Trying to make them feel comfortable, have fun, just like Frank had mentioned before. Come out and enjoy it, basically. And I haven't seen too many people. They get a little nervous in the beginning. But you know what I like? Every year you see them coming back again. And they train during the course of the year for this. So they are better and stronger at that point. Right. And that's great to see. And that's what amazes me, how these people come back. Yeah. Not only people from New Jersey, we have an open state. We have people from California.
Really?
Upstate New York,
That's
Illinois,
amazing.
all over. And it's an open state, but it's nice to see these people coming back to our town.
Now that I didn't know. That's new information for me, that this is just open to folks in New Jersey, but if you live in another state and want to participate in the New Jersey Senior Olympics, you can.
You can.
You can come down here to Woodbridge and participate in the games from anywhere in the United States.
Absolutely.
And they do. That's amazing.
And they do.
Do you have any idea, and I don't know if Mike wants to answer this versus Pat, but do you have any idea of how many different states are participating in the New Jersey Games?
I don't know that, but what was the furthest?
Well, we get them from New York State. We get them from Pennsylvania.
California.
We get them from, and one time we had someone going to Florida from Washington State. They were going to Florida, and they stopped off in New Jersey, participated in the Senior Olympics in New Jersey, and then went on their trip to Florida. That was very interesting.
That is very interesting.
Yeah.
Here I wanted to, get you an idea of, how many people are coming from across New Jersey, maybe from all the way up north or down south. You get folks participating from the southern counties, and here you're telling me people from across the country are coming, so that's great. But do you have any idea of how many counties are particiting in New Jersey?
We have representation of all the 21 counties.
That's fantastic. Fantastic. So I know that in addition to sending out the book, you guys do communicate with some senior centers and local municipal offices on aging, right? To encourage them to send folks to the games.
Yes. Absolutely.
That's great.
What we have also, which it's going to probably be his third year with us, is Toby Santora from Caldwell, New Jersey, 102 years old.
Wow.
God bless him. And spry, and he's going to be participating in bocce. And
That's great.
It's nice to see people like that come.
It sure is, because I think we've really showed just now the spectrum of the games. It's the idea that you can start participating at the age of 50, and that someone all the way up to the age of 102 is still participating. So, you're never, too young or too old to participate in the senior games, right? So, you tell those folks that are in their 40s to start practicing and start training, so when they turn 50, they can join up, right?
It's great. You can see we have father and sons participating, because we do like bowling, singles, doubles, mixed doubles, and they compete together.
Right.
They play together on a team.
That's fantastic.
It's wonderful.
Husband and wives too.
Yeah, husband and wives, yeah.
Wow. Well, you guys have really shown me a great picture of what the games look like in New Jersey, and I'm really excited to have all this information. And in addition to that, you've brought us a video that you're using as a promotional video, but we're going to show some clips of it to really emphasize for folks just what the games look like in New Jersey, and hear from some of the participants of why they participate. So if we want to take a look at that right now.
I love being in the game, part of the bigger thing, and I think everybody here is a winner.
The Senior Olympics is a great way to get out, have a good time, meet a lot of new people, enjoy your activity.
It was one of the most uplifting, rewarding experiences because it challenges you.
This is a blast. It gives me a reason to work out all year long.
I met a lady, she says, I won 3 gold medals yesterday, right? I didn't think a whole lot of it until she announced that she was 90 years old. There's something here for every age group.
I'm 89, and hopefully I'll be in shape to start running in the 90 to 100 age group.
If you take part in a sport, do come and take part in the Senior Olympics. It's a fabulous feeling.
And I hope that when I'm 90, I can be here because the thrill of it all and the support that we get from the staff and everyone that's out here just really makes you want to come back and just give it your best.
So I think that really is going to show folks just how exciting it is to participate in the Senior Olympics. So I thank all three of you again for being with me today. Aging Insights is produced by the New Jersey Foundation for Aging and is made possible by donations to the foundation. To become a sponsor for Aging Insights programs, please go to our website at www.njfoundationforaging.org or call our office at 609-421-0206. All of the previous shows may be viewed on our website. We want to remind you to find out about senior services in your area, please contact your county office on aging. Their numbers are on our website, or you can call the state hotline at 1-877-222-3737. Thank you for watching this episode of Aging Insights, and remember, aging is everyone's business.